Okay, so welcome to the Reason Show. Um, Today marks the Juneteenth. On Juneteenth is that's a day of the so-called Freedom Day for the Black African or the African American to be free from slavery. So tonight or today. We are going to explain this on the reason why we will speak English so to the people that don't understand my Ghanaian language, but we will switch to any language that, whether Chinese, English, or anything, for us to explain it. We are here to reason, not to argue. First of all, if you're Ghanaian, listen to me. Picture ya here that way. Actually, Ekwanya Bruni ne nasefo nipa ofiri Europe na ofiri America ne den na nanom e de before far so aye friend of the slavery and then you call America on the history of American history and as America for ensemono and then June 19th to what to say Juneteenth ni na asene say 1865 ebra wo mo mpanimfo tena ase di o mo boni nyina wie no mo gitum say ekwan mo di nipa tuntum afaso no is uncalled for and terrible say ekwan ya yetimi ashia before say ya eliminate wo mo ya dehumanize wo mo through slavery after the enough is enough until on the day 1865 June 1865 wo mo ti ase say and they ya abolish slavery and Black African is free forever. Acclaim, so called. Do you think it's true? It's America. The funny thing is, America is silent, as Aminoka say, all because the Juneteenth, it concerns, it matters on the black people or the Africans. In other words, nobody cares. Nobody give it a damn to that. And the funny thing is, the African Americans are more American. It looks like Juneteenth is a more issue. It doesn't matter us in fire home. It is a more issue, no. So that's it. But on the record, America a federal holiday. But South East Street is interesting. Nobody cares about your Juneteenth or whatever. That's on the reality on the grounds. So stay tuned here. This is a Reason Show, and we are here to reason. Now. Your series of questions are maybe the whole of the continent, the African continent, said, do we really understand? And I say we have a certain real education about on these days, these days, do we still remember some things? And I say, just forgive and forget sharply. And to do the Black African understands the painful situation and the painful days of these days, and no, we are not. Because, for example, if you go to America, a day they don't want to remember is 9/11, which is the day the news outlets in the country say Taliban for at the planes according to New York at destroy Kunipa Bebre. So the Americans don't want to hear these days. So when it gets to Juneteenth, the abolition of slavery, do the real African race, do they have a meaning? And I say, do they feel so sad? Do they feel perished? In fact, are we provoked enough for us to ask questions, critical questions about why we were in this situation? Western countries or Europe or America, when it comes to certain days or certain holidays, a year well celebrated. Happy days, happy that. For example, just 3 days ago, Happy Pride Day, Odomako School, Happy Pride Day. Those who are LGBT community or gays and lesbians or whatever, Happy Pride Day, Happy Independence Day, Happy Christmas, Happy Salam, Salah, the Muslims ones or whatever. But the big question is, this is a sad situation that happened to a certain race. So when it gets to that day, we are asking, say, If truly xenophobia or we regretted of their forefathers doing some things or did some wrong things, did a terrible things a certain situation, certain people are, what are we going to say to them? Are we going to say every time we celebrate Juneteenth, we say sorry to these people as when we are celebrating Christmas, the Pride Day, Happy Christmas? Do these people still feel said they feel regretted? So we put a stop to that, and then we are saying we are sorry as the normal norms. You see, the black African has been taught into or has been educated to a certain way that he even feared to realize himself. And in every word that I've been into this planet, I realize it and I pay attention to it. This is a sad, interesting story. Me nanamuni o Africa na on tiasie na unhu a me nanam say ne ye omo o nananum your forefathers, this is what they've been through. And ohun say ya obi atimi educate to the state say you don't even they have a simple to forgive and forget, so you don't even have a clue as a young African. You don't even understand the pain, because the big media now say the power that be has able to establish institutions to control your narrative to the extent that don't even remember the bad things or the worst thing that we have done to you. Don't even remember. Don't talk about it because you are poor. You need food. You are hungry man. This is funny. And hear me this. No one will promote you unless you promote yourself. This is a fact. And we've been through this situation for a long time. So now listen here. Let me show you something here. This is the indications of what we are talking about here. So if you go to America now, TCS will be the Juneteenth. This is the day the same people told us, really, quote upon quote, you are free today. Timmy Adams, you are welcome on board. This is the reason, so share the page. We are here to reason, we are learning. Because we cannot go on the same way they taught us. We cannot go in the British way or the American way. No, we can't do that. Now, if you continue to do that, then you become a puppet. You become ignorant because you have nothing to learn. If you go to schools, the long-term education they gave it to you, it is worse. Now, the reason why sometimes I feel ashamed to speak English is it reminds me of my pain. The reason why I'm saying is this is the language that these people will understand. This is the reason, so let's reason. You as an African, Ghanaian, Nigerians, especially the West Africans, sometimes we live a terrible life. These people behave like they are westernized. They know they're like, they want to behave like, can't you say that I'm speaking good English? Can't you that I'm behaving like I'm civilized? Indeed. People don't have information. Yeah. People don't have this idea. They don't understand the strategy of this, how to rule. So this is the day. Today marks 1865, the day that the so-called colonizer, the slave master said, Black African, Black American, you are free from today. You are no more under slave master control. But don't forget, sometimes people live in America, think that those who live in Africa are not benefiting from the Western that they've been through. But those of us over there in Africa, I'm telling you on the record today, what we are going through in Africa is even worse than what you are seeing in America. To the extent that, go back there and check the educational level system over there. Go back and check the political system over there. Go back and check the financial system over there. And you will understand the reason why the African is behaving or doing what they are doing. This is the reason, so we are reasoning. Today is a holiday. It's a federal holiday in America. And it looks like those who went through this are not able to talk about this, not able to remember this pain. And if you go on the street, nobody will say, oh, sorry for Juneteenth, okay? Sorry for the slavery, okay? Nobody will tell you that. Even in fact, nobody want to hear anything. It's none of their business. In fact, nobody cares about your Juneteenth or your slavery day. In fact, TNA. Now you that my people from Nigeria or wherever you can listen to me. In fact, Obia mfa ho ne wo slavery awokomo TNA. Obia nke. Asem bia fa wo nipa tuntum ana nipa bibini Africa na Obia mpete. You know why? Because nobody sees you as a human being. Nobody respect. See, orchestrated or agenda. Nipa adwena say institutions are ebe ridicule bibini no available. Nti the obeka bi enu na obi etie. But listen, during the 1800s and 1900s, that time na nipa no a office one educated one can throw any garbage, any trash, and then they go free. But you see, the fortunate thing is today, when the establishment or the media, the propagandist media through trash now, it's easy for you to observe them, to catch up them, to ignore them, because you know why? The social media has come to expose all these things that happened during the 1800s, 1900s, and now there's no access of flow of information. So if we are young African, the reason why our society and our community and our country will be in a situation now, you get politicians who are just puppets. Now, one behave say they are civilized, all because of say wakoye philosophy through the eyes of the European or the British society. Wakoye economics, wakoye politics, social, political, social science. So they are well structured, they are well organized in terms of academia lifestyles, in terms of philosophy and psychology. And these are the people that they are managing the affairs of your countries, because the reason is they have no idea of the picture that you are watching. They have no idea of the information that I'm showing to you as a young African. And for the example that I showed to you, and I said, there's a day in America, they don't want to hear any that day, 9/11, where the Pentagon, the tallest building in this world was broken. They broke it down through the Al-Qaeda or Taliban, Osama bin Laden. I think, okay, you remember this, what I'm talking about. The Taliban, they took a flight and destroyed America in any way. So the America don't want to hear this day, because it is the day that reminds them about the pain that they went through. Fantastic. What now? The black African or the African American or the African? Do you remember these days? Who is celebrating these days? What is the significance? What is the importance? What's the cause? Are you forgive and forgetting just like that? On the side that African has been trained in a certain way not to even to discuss what is important to him or her. It's as another way of being under the same slavery, under the same colonization, which you cannot run away from what we want you to do. Especially they have the media, and the media is a big business. Media is a big advantage that we tell you what you want. We want you to listen. And so I have a lot of Europeans and American friends where they always tell you, oh, we heard Africans, you have no water, there's a famine, there's a hunger going on in your country. So whenever you want to educate them, they don't want to listen, because they think you don't have the media, because they are interested of what the media of theirs tells them. Am I making sense to you? This is the reason. So you can share your thought, and we are here to reason, and we are not here to argue. And we've been taught a lot. We are listening. We have listened for a long time, and the result is not good for us. My name is Odeshiaba. We are still in the holiday mood, Juneteenth holiday mood. So we are refreshing our minds. We are refreshing what they told us, and how my teacher told me about history, about slavery. So we are still learning. That's a holiday mood. Yes, yeah. So that's these are the excerpts, the visuals. These are the visuals representing my great grandfathers, my people who live in around Canada, Australia, America, or Europe. This is the picture. This is how it was like, the narrative. And if I see this, then I recognize myself and ask myself questions. Who am I? Why am I behaving this way? Why am I speaking somebody's language like that? It tells me something. And I will show you a video. It will shock you and it will surprise you. Stay here. This is the Reason Show. We are reasoning. And my name is Odisha, but this is the Reason Show. Drop your comments. How do you feel when you hear these days? And do you really know what is the meaning of Juneteenth? Do you really like it? Does it concern you? Is it part of your business as African? Because every country have their own history. Every country have their own strategy, and they are interested of discussing what belongs to them. And I'm asking you today: do you concern about Juneteenth, about the day that they acclaim the so-called end of slavery, abolishment of slavery? Do you pay attention? But let me tell you about one strategy that I, as a student of thought, moving around the world, I'm witnessing it. Let me tell you something. When somebody wants to give you something, and that thing is precious, don't ever feel happy because that person have times 20 before they give you that thing. Listen. If you're a person that you are moved with a gift, always think twice. This is the Reason Show. Now, as of 1865, that they told them, our brothers and sisters who live in America, they told them that Black African, you are free forever. Today, we have abolished. You are no more under slave. Do you think it was real? Question. This is a question. Do you think it was real? And do you think somebody that have put you into over 500 years of slavery will tell you one day that today you are free and it's okay? And do you think you are free just like that? No. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of so-called academians. We discuss, we talk. See, before I tell you to go here and bring me something, I know what is there. Don't you? Let's see. We have to be open our mind. We need to think outside the box. Before those people at those days, they told you that you are free today. They have instated or officially installed a system or institutions that can control, continue the thing that they want to do to you in order for you not to go where you want to go. For example, one, the education system is one. The long-run education system, that's what I'm talking about. It's not self-education. See, when somebody train you not to be with yourself, they feed your brain. And the amount of brain damage that we have been put through, maybe you have no idea. Because example is, in order for you not to be in self-sufficient, is to restrict it from financial status or financial stance. And when you check history upon history, generation upon generation, and you check the backgrounds of African youth, the type of education that we give to African youth anywhere in the world that I'll be, when you check it, their mindset becomes so archaic, so damp, to the extent that after we completed the so-called long-run education, we become liability. And most of us cannot create anything. Most of us minds is gone, and we are just dependents of looking for jobs. But we are not here to create jobs. It's because if you give me your child to train to raise, and if I don't want your child to become like me or like my child, I have a way to put you through. The wise man is talking, and if you don't open your minds, you will never listen. It's a natural mystic blowing the air. If you don't pay attention, you will never understand this. Now, let me switch back to my baby. Now, listen, Ghanaians, the whole of Africa, me who baby say there was certain process and other programs are every year we celebrating to use it as a tool to expose, to tell the story of African. Say, this is the reason why you are behaving like this. This is the reason why your politicians are behaving like this, because these days and this thing and this that and that came together. Make sure you will never go there. And up to now, no krene say de won pe wo yie no enhwehwe a wo ye no ene ho emfaso a mo twem ne so we are reaping what they sow for us. This is the reason so we are here to reason, and we are still in the holiday mood. The word is funny, man. The word is funny. The word is funny. So me pay attention. Me say right now do America. It's a federal holiday, Juneteenth, 1960, June 1865. A day America for say we abolish slavery. A black Africa, you are free, and on the paper you are free. Fair enough, but. Sawunam street ma obia nhyia kan say, oh, this is June 19. We are sorry for what our great grandfather did to you guys. So we are sorry. Nobody say that. But when is another celebration or another organization doing anything, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy Ramadan, happy days, happy Pride Day. Yes. So the question is, why is it true, say, if it's true, say, and conformity they have regretted about what they did to these people? Why the norm is not there? Say every year, Bian, we will say sorry to these people, but we are happy to say happy Christmas, happy Ramadan, happy Valentine, happy Kominini. Ask yourself that question. And I have a video by this American diplomat. I'll play this video for you to hear. You see, the game will never end until they have ended the strategy. Listen. According to this man, or say, especially the West Africa, the world is not going to leave you alone for you to do anything by yourself. No. So they have used the so-called academic education for them to confuse the system. It is the African now were well trained by the British so-called civilized style. You will see them how they behave in that continent, and they defend foolishness, they defend nonsense, and they have the power to take you down. And you know why? You see, the younger people learn from the older people, and every generation upon generation is going to be worse. You see, the younger generation now, we witness them in Africa now, they are learning from the so-called lecturers, the academians, the so-called credential holders. And most of these people have no clue when it comes to the strategy, the geopolitics, the battlegrounds, the information warfare. They have no idea. What they are interested in is how they can behave like British, how they can speak like American, how they can behave and eat and dress like the British, the colonial master. Meanwhile, the same colonial master will tell you, so on this day, 19 July, June 1865, middle freedom, we have given you your freedom, you are no more you are no more a slave. But yet, people are behaving like a puppet. We are speaking like a British or American. We are here to reason. We are still in the holiday mood in America. As I've been here, it's interesting, quite interesting. And on the streets are so quiet. This morning I went around, moving all corners to find out if truly people are celebrating the June 19th. They call it Juneteenth. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me show you something here. Okay, so we are moving around the world to learn. So this is what I'm talking about. June 19th, celebration freedom. Are we really free? African American, I'm asking, are you really free? The original Africans from the Africa, are you really free? This is the reason, so we are reason. And you see, no amount of pressure, no amount of intimidation can stop the younger generation who are able to rethink again, re-educate ourselves. No amount of intimidation. And as I'm quoting Bob Marley, he says, I will use the same microphone to speak against what they are doing to me. And I don't care about Facebook or YouTube, who own it or who cares. No, the information will go there. Those who will save it. And we have our other ways to also send our message out there. So, Juneteenth is a celebration in America, and it's all based on the day that they said, claim, quote upon quote, there's an end of slavery, 1865 and beyond. And is it true? That's 1,000 questions that we are asking. Black African, is it true? Is it true? Okay, so maybe I'm going to show you something that it's so interesting that when somebody tells you that I've given you some things, but inside them, it is not true. There's a comedian in America. His name is Kevin Hart. He decided to take a tour to Ghana or one of these countries. And then I want you to listen to something. I want you to listen to something. What they told him that you don't need to go there. The reason is you don't need to go there. If you want to go to Africa, prepare because you are going, maybe you will come with the diseases. So I will use this to tell you the strategy that your enemy does not want you to know yourself. Now, Black African, I want you to just take a few minutes, watch this narrative. This is Kevin Hart, a Hollywood actor, and he decided to go to Africa, where he's originated from. And what the so-called academia, the professors, the original people, the doctor will tell him, it will shock you. Listen to this.
Was eye-opening and transformative. He spent time in Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa, and was amazed by the beauty and diversity of the continent. In his social media posts, he shared his experiences with his followers and highlighted the importance of cultural exchange and understanding. One of the things that stood out to Kevin was the warm welcome he received from people in each country he visited. He was struck by the hospitality and kindness of the African people and expressed his gratitude for the experience. He also noted the similarities between African and African American culture and the importance of honoring and preserving these cultural connections. Before we listen to Kevin Hart, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to keep informed of our eye-opening Black narrative. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
They don't show the beautiful picture of Johannesburg on the media. They don't show a beautiful picture of Cape Town on the media. Durban, I've never seen anything beautiful about Durban. When people show things in the media, they're always shown in the negative light. When something about Africa is talked about, it's normally bad. It's normally violent. It's normally something about the country or a disease broke, and it's never good. So your perception is what people have forced you to believe. So until you get the heart to go, I'm going, I want to see for myself, you don't know. So all I know is what the news says. So in my mind, I'm like, hey man, I'm not trying to go over there and get kidnapped. I'm saying from what I've seen. And then I go and I see an amazing city. We're blown away. Why not show us the amazing stuff that's over here, so when we get here, we see for ourselves, and then our senses are enhanced to where not only do we want to come back, but we want to come back and we want to be involved with things that you have going on. But until we get the heart as artists and we spread that rumor ourselves, we don't know. And to be honest, we're a community. That's how I ended up coming over. I know Nicki. I know Beyonce. I know Jay-Z and all. I talked to them. Hey, guys, is there anything to worry about? Guys, should I get these shots? They told me to get the shots. Do I need the shots? It was the scariest thing in the world. I walked into a doctor's office, and the doctor, he was convincing me that he needed to give me the disease first. I'm going to give you this shot, put the disease in you, so when you get there, you'll be okay. I said, but I don't have it yet. He said, that's why I'm going to give it to you. So when you get it, you'll be okay. And I was like, but I don't have it yet. Why are you giving it to me? And this was a big thing for me. I'm not lying. Like, I literally called several people. When I called people, I had people track down people that were from Cape Town, from Johannesburg. And I talked to them. Hey, man, am I going to get bit by a mosquito and not be able to come back? Kevin, what are you talking about? You sound ignorant. No, you don't need nothing like that. It's the same. You're going to come over and you're going to be shocked. And I was like, I know, but they said I need shots. Do I need these shots? No, but I'm repeating what I've heard. I'm repeating what the media has forced me to believe. So now that I'm here, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't need shit. I'm fine. It's a city. Like I feel like I'm in New York. I felt like I was in Malibu the other day. Like it's the same exact thing, and it's frustrating because it makes you guys, as the media, it makes me go to y'all and question y'all. You have the chance to put out the positive side of where you are and where you live. It's you that pushes out everything else. So when you really ask, what is your perception? My perception is what you made it. That's really the reality. And that's what the media never understands. The media looks and goes, why do you do this? I do this because you did it. It started with you. We don't get stuff from us just getting it. We grab it from you, and then the state's going to amplify it. But where did it start? It started here. You know what I mean? That's the power of the media. You never know what you're walking into. And I think the beauty of traveling is that you realize that there's similarities in every place that you go, you know, regardless of where you are. You have good parts, you have bad parts. And, you know, with coming to South Africa, I didn't know what to expect. But just like anything else, there's good and there's bad. And I've seen both sides of it, and I can relate to both sides. And all it did is just make me say, you know what, this needs to be something that's now on my list to do yearly. You know, I need to frequent these parts. And South Africa is on that list of international places with amazing people. So you'll see me here a lot now. If they said Dave went to South Africa, I said, oh my God, that guy.
Okay, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. That's Kevin. Now, Kevin asema okosi the experience unyaye no. Now, I think say we will give you an idea. It will tell you something. And as we remember ourselves on Juneteenth, whether you are an African American or you are African or wherever you can see this being, you can watch me from, you're watching me from. There's somebody's have a perceiving agenda, perceived thinking. Somebody have another way that you see, this guy, there's no way I will leave this guy for him to live or him or her to live. And it has been there. It's been there for a century, for a long time. That it's quite interesting, quite sad, quite terrible. And this is the time for us to get more provoked. June 19th. It's supposed to be there for you to get. When you hear this date, you need to get provoked for you to change your ways of doing things, to start a way to re-educate yourself in your own way. Try to look for the real stories. Don't always depend on the stories that they told you in the journals, in the documentaries, in the so-called researchers, because they said every research on this planet have their own agenda and have their own financiers, have their own sponsors. And even for the research that concern about the African continent or the so-called black person, most people have interest to sponsor those agendas, those research. And if you are not much more interested and then you have intelligence to understand how the world is being governed or is being ruled, you will think every paper is a book. Every paper have some information, but most informations are just trash. And those are the trash that we have been fed with our mindset, whether you live in America or wherever you find yourself. That is why we think everything from black people is no good or whatever. Now, for me, on record, I say this, I feel shy when I speak English. I feel so terrible to speak English, but this is the language most people will understand me. And I've been to different countries, and I understand what I'm talking about, and I know where I'm coming from. When somebody lives in America and they speak English, and you don't speak English with them, they feel offended. When you go to China and they speak their Chinese, and you don't speak Chinese, and they feel offended. So it seems when you are from Africa, you have to speak everybody's language. And I don't blame them, I blame myself. Yeah, because we are realizing the mistakes, we are seeing the problem, but the African have locked their mindset. The brain is gone. We are not able to rethink again and to stand to be where to get provoked for us to change our narrative. And we allow any European, any American, I'm American, to try to educate you. No. Tell yourself that no. As long as they don't allow you to educate them, they cannot educate you. If you have this quote in life, you become relevant. And they cannot mess you up. You see, we are still in the holiday mood, so I just don't want to get emotional. It's June 19, the day that they told us that is the end of slavery for our brothers who were being taken to America or Canada or whatever. And this is today, and it's quite interesting because the African has been educated to a certain level that they don't even realize themselves. They don't know how to promote themselves. But the video now I will share here from Kelvin. This message goes out to our brothers and sisters who live in America or Canada. See, don't go to Africa when you are old. I'm making a statement. Don't take a trip to Africa when you are old. If really you want to understand who you are, to recognize who you are, to find out something, better go early. Because most of the research that most African Americans are learning are just trash. It's just compared to a trash. And it is damaging the brains of African Americans most, and they have never realized themselves. This is the reason. I've done my own research in most of our American schools. The things that they teach them, the things that they told them about Africa and the African race is terrible. It's terrible. Because anytime I got friends, they come to ask me questions about Africa, they always come with negativity. So I ask myself, who told them this? Who did that to them? It tells you somebody is behind that. Because somebody will come to you and tell you, ask you, I've heard this in Africa. Who told that person? And when you are able to confront them, ask them, where did you get this information? They will tell you who told them. So I'm telling you something. We are not joking and we are not playing at all. If you're a person that you pay attention whenever you travel to any country, and you pay attention, you deal with the people, you understand them, how they see you, you will understand what I'm talking about. Now, let's back to on track. We are Ghana near Timmy. We are Ghana near Timmy. Meaning, so much say, Yaguna say, Yaguna, torture a brain. And you believe we said that Brunini Minyansa to the sense, Bibia we without on Untimi. But problem when Yana say, Yatite mumu yachiche kasa mu yedi fam borders ni barriers ni barrier achiche yi mu no en na yesofa no okọ America is so more over 50 states, but omu nyina anyi nipa baako. They look different, the faces and everything look different, but yet because of that they came together and they are able to build America, including your people. Now America omu makwa ma onfa any foreign content and answer ideology bia ma mechira omo made. Sorry. Omo makwan bo yemfasa ideology ni nchira omo de because omo nim say moment obema kwan ema any ideology outside of what they want to be, it will destroy their generation. Say we Ghana near Temase any foreign materials be a dia ba okru be a de kire wade bia and who say you are going to pay the price, and we are paying the price as you as a young Africans because we are confused. The politicians, the leadership have confused us, and when we finish the so-called long man education, that's where we become even worse. We are not builders. In fact, we tend to be destroyers. Check the continent. When we claim that we have enough education, we have my masters, have the degrees, have the PhDs. Most of us become destroyers of a country. If you don't venture ourselves into coup d'etats, you become a political puppet. We defend the European or the American. We defend slavery. We defend invaded religion. And the result is what we are witnessing today. So I'm telling my African Americans, my brothers and sisters who live in America, if you want to take a trip to Africa, don't wait till you get old and before you go there, because you will never understand what is in your mind. Here's the reason. So we are still in the holiday mood. June 19, 1865 holiday mood. The abolishment of slavery, the total freedom of our brothers and sisters who lived in America. So we are still in the holiday mood, and that the picture you are seeing is what we are talking about. Let me show you another thing here. This is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. That this is the day that we shouldn't even forget. This day, it's not about somebody telling us for you to say you are free, but because we are not free. That's why I told you, when somebody tells you that I give you this, go and bring this, the person knows what is there. So when somebody tells you you are free on this day, it is not true. It is not true. There's nothing called freedom unless you fight for it. Nobody can give you freedom unless you fight for it. In any country, anywhere that I have been, no one have given anyone freedom. So on this day, we need to get more emotional, and we need to get more confrontational about these issues for us to discuss it well, to you understand it, and start to think, rebuild ourselves again. Because this current situation that we are witnessing, current lifestyle, the so-called civilization, we are civil, like the civil. I'm a civil. I'm a this. No. For example, the Chinese know something. I have a time to be with them, and they know something. That's why they are also trying to the same thing in Africa. And when I watch it on the top, something is coming. But today is not on Chinese, so let's leave it for them. But I'm talking to my people here today that on 19th, 1865, that's the end of this. But as of now, it is even worse than 1865. Even today is worse. Check all your countries. This is the reason. So share the page, and it's so sad that somebody tells us that, oh, you are free, but somebody tells us, oh no, we are not. We don't regret. We never regret for our forefathers who did this to you. We don't show any remorse. It's good. We don't care. You are nobody. You are African. You are nobody. Because you don't call a shot. It's true. We don't call a shot because we are not united. If we are united, we can call a shot. Yeah, we are individual. We play individualistic lifestyles, so we always not to recognize. Here's the reason. So share the page. Share the page. Give us your comment. What do you understand? Do you recognize it? Do you realize what happened? Do you pay attention to what is going on around the world? And today in America it's June 19. They gave to them. They gave it to them that you are free, my friend. You are free, okay? And is it true? I'm asking you today. Was it true that they were free? Check all the institutions. Check all around. Check out how your politicians are behaving. Is it true that they are free? When something happens in other side, it's good. But it happens this way, you are nobody. Nobody cares. When happen in Ukraine, Russia, everybody must get involved. But when it happen in Sudan or Somalia, that's no idea. That's not our business. Because they know how to get you involved in their conversation. They know how to get the African American in their conversation. Yeah. But you don't know how to bring them on board into your conversation because you don't matter. And anytime you see them, they say African matter, then it means it's a business. Either business to destroy you or to take advantage of you. But this is the reality. We are gonna near team. The woman said, "Nkofone die boniache." Europeans and Americans die boniache. Oma say adwene ne nko yie nyina na obi na say. The we politicians behave nyina ye obroni adwen wo de ye. The we hu so we low. Ukuta low esteem no eye de enkyerɛnkyerɛ ye de ma wo school na ye do call ye no asɔre na ye do call mocks na ye do call ye no to look down upon yourself opo wumpo The way who brony are hailing no when you J what America to Canada and Yenya on the country can a child so low esteem that you have no data in your brain. And one TSC didn't will behave, sir. Because, for example, American and Europeans are turning Africa for centuries, days or years upon years. But being who bit me show evidence America for culture will say Ghana or Africa is better than America. Never. But they are milking the country, they are exploiting the country, all because of those who train them or more train them put them into positions through certificate positions. So when you start to complain, stop the complaint and look for the cause of your problem. This is the reason. So June 19th is in the holiday in America, but it's like a cemetery, a silent, but a federal holiday in America. And for us, we are asking questions. Say, can somebody see me and ask me, say, Merry Christmas? Tells me, Merry Christmas, Happy Friday, Happy Days. What are they saying about this? Are they going to tell me, we are sorry for what they did to us? We are sorry for you guys. Because if somebody say today you are free, it means somebody have done something. Common sense to tell you that they said somebody have done something, and that thing now they are benefiting from today as we are speaking. These people are benefiting from it. If you are my friend and you are from Europe or from America, you are benefiting from that thing. 19th June, say we have stopped it. Means you are benefiting from it. That's a fact. And they don't want you to talk about this. They are not interested for you to talk about this. And in fact, they can cancel you. Because I know how YouTube and Facebook always suppressing my videos. I know all these things. But I don't give a damn. I don't care. Because I don't trust that. I don't put my trust on it. So you have to get more emotional when you see all these things. You need to discuss that. You need to start talking about this. Do you understand the meaning of this? Because in Africa, baby, you have to say your school system. Ghana for say every year you content your school you the bruni and you patuntum. Still, one of the embassies are gang the whole continent. You to use the embassies to gang you, do conferences to always change your mindset. Me who say a leader be an answer or a chief will be say, yeah, be a me slavery concert and as a slavery commemoration, slavery tour, slavery symposium or seminar to expose. Even if we are involved, we are going to tell the real story of what happened those days. We are interested to attend conferences which they are going to be the host. This is the reason, so we are here to reason. We are just reasoning. We need to reason because we have been confused for a long time. So whether you get upset or you go, we are reasoning. Don't get upset. We are reasoning. As the day they told us, this is the day that it is end of slavery, and I'm asking you, is it true? Share your thoughts. Is it true? We are Ghanaian and no crese you're free kwasumu. And we are sure say you have absolute freedom. We are sure. She curriculum my lecturer what you school. We are sure say what type of school we now okono. We are sure so wait me sorry. You are you sure so you always be the mate for obey mate. Obey mate who demates are and you be demates are because we are society no. Also be an country one was a media no they were name and media no so also be a Britain we American but I don't the passport to see a Ghana passport as some to a Ghana continue here in China because o partner America 30 years o boa and you who is one can. Anyway, this is the reason. So you're from Odejava. Drop your comments and we are here to reason. So don't forget this day, 19th June 1865. That was the day that the colonial master said, enough is enough and today you are free forever. the big question, is it true our brothers and sisters are free? And you in Africa, are you free forever? You are not free, because freedom cannot be given. Freedom is fight for. You need to fight for freedom. Nobody can give you freedom. This is a fact, and you cannot find this any book, any research, or any academic journals. You cannot find this, because you are not in charge, and you are not even matter. Nobody take you serious. That is why they catch us in America. We did Juneteenth, a federal holiday, in order for you to get the voters. It's just for the voters, but nobody cares about you. It does. Nobody even my confronting the public. They just don't want to get involved. It's not interested. It's not something that important. Yes, but 9/11 is important, because most people lost their life. How is June 19th? How is that? Anyway, as I say, no amount of intimidation or any strategy that can convince me. No. When I meet you as a brother. Because for somebody to be on top, that is why we have this so-called, this fake, this mystery, mythology called black and white, yellow. These are the issue, because if somebody want to be superior, that is where white is good, black is bad. Yeah. And I don't see color. I don't see skin color. I see human nature. And when I see you from America, I know you are human. When I see you from Europe, I see you as a human. When I see you from Asia, I see you as a human. When I see you from Africa, I see you as a human. I don't give a damn to your color, black, white. No. I don't talk about color. But it was a propaganda agenda. They propagate it, they throw it, they use the media to tell you somebody is white, somebody is black, for you to compete, for you to fight against each other. Why would I call somebody white? Are you white for what? What is the logic show? What shows that you are white? To tell me that my father, my parents were in charge, my parents colonized you, that's why you are white? That's terrible. If you are a friend, if you are my friend from Europe or America, start changing your mama. I'm sure most of my friends, they even tell me they feel ashamed when they call themselves white. Oh yeah, and they feel ashamed calling me black. So we are all re-educating ourselves. You can't call me black or white or no. I don't take that. But we are taking it. We are still in the holiday mood, so thank you. A word to a wise is enough. Share the page, and I'll come here. I'll come another way with another city. But let me show you the last video. You see, when I told you that I feel ashamed of speaking English, maybe you didn't understand me. See, watch this video here. See, any country, every country wants you to speak their language. So that's why the British was able to, push their language in most of our countries. The reason why I'm speaking English is because of the British. Now, watch this old mama here that telling the Spanish people that, they have to speak English. So we got upset on the street. Now watch this. I'll tell you something.
Nice if they spoke English.
You're so going viral, lady.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm Puerto Rican. Is that wrong?
That's right.
I love Puerto Rican.
That's right. What about this
I
guy?
love
don't love you.
He's speaking
I
Spanish.
love Koreans.
Do they need to
I
speak
love
English
every
too?
country. But when they come to America, it would be nice if they spoke English.
Too bad for
That's
you.
not racist.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The United States doesn't have an official language, jackass.
I never said it
Oh, well, then they don't have to speak it for you because they're not talking to you.
did. I'm so glad
Exactly.
Yeah, me
You should've
too,
just mind
because
your own
otherwise
business.
Nobody would be standing up to your racist ass.
Really?
Yeah,
That's considered
really.
racism?
Yes,
I
it
gotta
is.
go. Okay.
And you should learn the definition of it and not to show your ass in public again.
So you get to harass me for saying
Nobody's harassing
the
you.
freedom of
You're
speech.
talking back to me, silly.
Okay.
You
Right.
stop talking, and so
I was
will I.
talking to them.
I don't
and
care.
all of a
They weren't
sudden,
talking to you.
You chimed in.
That's right.
You love
We-
You see, this garbage trash character of certain old mama phobia in America or Europe, real. I want to say, because of the old thinking, they think say, obenya old mama be say, to control you, feel so proud, big mama, to tell you say, you have to speak English for me to understand you. To hell with you. Why do you want to understand me? See, sometimes when I walk around, I know how to speak English. I can understand. I can speak English, although even it's not my language. But sometimes it's because of this nonsense. That's why when I see people, I decide to speak English that you even, in fact, I don't want you to understand me. Oh, yes. Because if you go to Ghana right now, as I'm speaking, Ghana, a lot of Americans have lived there for a long time. But if you ask them, they can't even speak Chi. They don't want you to let you know that they can even speak your language. Because your language look trash to them. They don't even care about your language. So, right now that I have briefed me, I'm sitting here. Who bond up to that woman today? Or who the hell is that person to come close to me to tell me that, oh, can you speak English? Oh, they can play that game with me. See, it's about time you start to, build your consciousness, and then all this nonsense, you see, don't entertain that nonsense. You know why? The reason why I will speak English is because of the British, because that's what they did to my people. And the language that most of you will understand me is English. That's why I'm finding it difficult to speak somebody's language. And I know what I'm doing. But when you are walking outside and you see this common behavior, and it's everywhere. When I went to Europe, it's everywhere. You will see some people, they say, oh, I hear these people speaking different language. Are they planning about me? Look at this nonsense, and this is real. Some people think, oh, if they don't understand you, it means you are planning something. So you see how people are feeling so superior. Some people think they are there, but you are nobody. So sometimes I walk around, I meet my former friends, I be here, I pretend I can't speak English. And I will speak even broken. I prefer to speak broken English for people than to speak correct English. Because I don't see that they need the importance of speaking somebody's language, to take control of somebody's language. What is that? What is that? Yeah, this is me. If you want to bend the sea, go and bend the sea. Go and bend the sea. Because that's why I say I have a lot of friends in Ghana. All my friends that in America, Africa, that I'm talking to them, they have lived there for a long time, but they cannot speak one language. They don't even want to learn any language. It tells you language is power. Identity crisis. One of the major effects is for identity crisis is language. Because when I want to destabilize your society or your family, I need to separate you, teach them different way, make sure your mind is confused, you can crash at any time. That is why during the slavery, they did that to them. And go to Africa. Someone, even in the parliament of Ghana or South Africa, whatever, when they go there, people are speaking English and using some vocabulary that they have no idea. So when it comes to simple mathematics or simple calculations or common sense to understand something, they are fighting. But when you meet American or European and start to speak that language that that person does not understand, quickly they have to back you down because they don't waste time for things that they don't understand. I do think that we are joking here. Oh, am I not making sense to you? We have a lot to tell you. So build your conscience, start to re-educate yourself, look for information that will benefit you, not what they want to tell you, not how they want you to behave. Because the video that I show you, Kevin Hart said, they want you to believe what they want you to believe, especially the media. And if a 14-year or 15-year or 10-year-old American child or European child will come to you and ask you, I have heard that Africans have no water to drink, they have no food to drink, they live in trees. It tells you that it is somebody's interest to teach that child. So today is your time for you to change that narrative. I have a lot of friends and I've listened a lot. So I'm not reading, things that I'm saying is not from any book. It's by life experience on the street. Maybe you don't pay attention when you travel or when you go to any country, you don't pay attention. But I do. So what I'm telling you might sound so weird, so painful to you that, oh, why do you think that way? No, this is what they think. How can a teacher go to classrooms and teach a child about people about this? Meanwhile, every country have their bad side and good side. Somebody can come to me and ask me, I heard if you go to Africa, you'll be kidnapped. But in America, every day people will get shot. Every day they kill people. Every day, everywhere you get the news. Now, even today holiday, I'm waiting. The news will pop up. But you won't say America is bad. No sensible person will say America is bad. Even if every day there's a gunshot, but it doesn't mean America is bad. In context. So why will a person have interest to destroy as another people that you are poor, you are hungry, you are dirty, you are dirty? Why will somebody get that interest? This is the question that we need to ask on every June 10th. These are the questions. And until they are not ready to stop. So if you back down, the ball is in your court. A word to a wise is enough. Thank you for your watching me. My name is Odeshiaba, and we shall continue. We are not in a competition with anyone, and the stories are there. If you want to choose the good thing that will promote yourself, you will do it as the Americans have done it, Europeans have done it, the Chinese are doing it. So if you want to be recognized, be respected in any society, start to re-educate yourself. Look for what belongs to you. Thank you for watching me. You're from Odeshiaba. Share the page, drop your comments, and we shall continue another time. Thank you.